Welcome back, everyone. Cincinnati Magazine's new Top Docs issue is out now, just in time for the new year, as everyone's ready to refocus on their health. And joining me now is Lauren Fisher, Associate Editor of Cincinnati Magazine. Lauren, it's great to see you.
Great to see you.
We were talking at the commercial break, you know, if you're going to put together a list of doctors, you got to start with, well, a pretty big list. How do you even begin to break that down?
It is a huge list because we have 893 doctors in this issue, and those are the top doctors,
right?
You know. So the way it works is every year we send out an annual survey to local physicians. So they are the ones selecting. We ask them a very simple question: who would you turn to for care? So it's a peer-selected survey.
That's very cool. Now, obviously, right now, caregivers in general, doctors, nurses, that kind of thing, they're under so much additional pressure. Did that influence how things were going? I know there are two doctors in particular that are part of the region's first COVID long hauler program. So talk about how COVID affected the list.
Absolutely. So that was a story that we felt we absolutely had to include in this issue. Is UC Health's doctors Rachel Foote and Richard Becker, who have operated the region's first post-COVID clinic. So we hear a lot about long COVID, and there's so much that we don't know about how this affects people in the long term. So they're really leading the charge in the region and in the country in terms of, you know, researching more about how this affects people in the long term and helping these people get better.
Yeah, you know, we have so many hospitals in our area that are so well respected across the nation. Cincinnati Children's among them, and Cincinnati Children's Medical Center is building a network and changing outcomes for patients with congenital heart defects. And I know that's one of the things you write about too.
Yes, that's such a special story because, as you said, Cincinnati Children's is one of the best in the country, if not one of the best in the world when it comes to pediatric care. So they have operated about a dozen of these learning health networks. The one that we talked about is called the Fontan Outcomes Network. I didn't know what that meant when I first started researching the story, but what it is these children who are born with congenital heart defects, they get this procedure called the Fontan procedure, and while it's life-saving for these kids, we don't know a lot about how it affects them in the long term. So Cincinnati Children's is the heart of this network to study these kids as they grow up. It'll follow them throughout their lives to see how it affects them and hopefully improve outcomes.
It's the fascinating thing about our region. It's not just sort of the everyday medical care, if you will, but also breaking ground in totally new ways as well. Is the issue on newsstands now?
It is. It's on newsstands now, and you can check it out for free right now at CincinnatiMagazine.com.
Excellent. Lauren, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Happy New Year.